All right, my story is a couple years back, I was in jail and I met some dude in there. He was fake going through the shit, like going through it, fighting every day, people taking his food, whatever the case may be, and I had held him down. So we got close a little bit, whatever the case may be. He told me how he was working with the drugs and stuff when he was in the town. So we had both came home. I came home before him, he had came home later on. We met up, we was chopping it up. I was dealing drugs at this time. He had the weed, he had the pounds. We linked up or whatever the case may be. He sat there and he had gave me some weed, some pounds. He had give me 4 pounds or whatever the case may be. We never had communicated of me giving him back no money, no anything like that. A couple days go by, I flowed out everything. Called him for like the re-up or whatever the case may be to sit there and get some more. He's sitting there expecting some money, $6,000. In my head, I'm like, I ain't never worked for nobody a day in my life. It was on some, we going back and forth now, we going tit for tat, we arguing, this, that, and third. He talking his shit, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, all right, it's whatever, I'm gonna catch you when I catch you. We gonna see each other, A couple days go by, we in the spot, everything lit, whatever the case may be. Situation had went down. One of my friends had get cut from one of his people. I ended up seeing him. A whole fight went down, this, that, and third. So boom, he ended up calling me a couple days later after the whole situation, like talking his nonsense, talking his shit, whatever the case may be again. So this time I'm getting mad. I'm going back and forth, I'm arguing with him, I'm this, that, and third. I'm gonna catch you, I'm gonna burn you, I'm gonna do this, that, and third. Now, couple weeks go by again. Go to the same spot. I end up seeing him in front of the spot. I runs down on fams, back out. Listen, what's up now? You talking all this? He cops it. He don't want no smoke. So I spins off to go back around the corner. This man comes around the corner and starts firing. No, he's not shooting at me or whatever the case may be. He fake just in the air with it, like just doing this, that, and third. So he runs around the corner, I starts to chase him. I got burnt out. I'm about to fire. I look, I'm like, nah, I'm not even gonna do that. It's too many people here. For me, it's too many bystanders. Nigga get hit. I ain't got time to be going down for no murder, for nobody. A week and a half, 2 weeks later, I'm on my block. I run into his little cousin. In my mind, I could burn him right now, get him dealt with. This, that, and third, we could make this bigger than what it is. But I'm like, I wouldn't want somebody to touch my family or do that to me or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, I'm gonna just dead it, pay fam his money back, whatever the case may be. I made 2 choices. One, when I ain't shoot up the block in front of the club and all that, I wouldn't want my mother or my brother or my uncle or anybody to be a bystander or for something that me and somebody else personally got going on. And the second choice I made is when I paid him back. You feel me? I could have touched his little cousin and all that, but it's like, it was a lot of miscommunication. It was a lot of talking and he, feel me, going back and forth, arguing and all that, but it was on some, I'm a man at the end of the day, you feel me? It's respect. Regardless of what happened, you feel me? I'm gonna pay him, you feel me? It's just like, I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. For me, and the person that made me is today is like, I'm just humble. For me, I don't sell no drugs. I don't sell no drugs. I'm not into that. I'm not taking nothing from nobody. We need to have communication, know exactly what the drama is or whatever the case may be if we doing any type of business. That's the type of person I am now. I just look at it now like I'm more clear and more focused on the things I do.
I was 17 at the time. Me and my mother didn't get along because I was a rebel child. I did a lot of fucked up things and things I shouldn't do at my age. At that time, it was just like I was going through my own stuff. And this was after her and my father got divorced and we moved out. So we moved to Brooklyn. We got into an argument or whatever. We was arguing and she had hit me. I don't know, it was just like, I feel like the way she hit me, I reacted. I put my hands on her. It's something that I regret because it messed up our relationship now.
One day I woke up in the morning, it was around 6 in the morning, and my grandfather, I had lived with my grandfather and my father, and I was living in the shelter at the time. And my grandfather got a call from, I think, my father's friend, saying that he got shot in the neck twice and once in the back. And I woke up and I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like crying, like going crazy. He like, don't tell me that's not true, in Spanish and stuff like that. So I'm like, what's wrong? He was like, that your father died. So I'm like, at first I'm thinking that it's not true at all. So I'm like, if it's true, it should be on the news. If it's a shooting, right? It should be like worldwide or whatever. So I turned on the thing, and it said two wounded and one killed on the news, and it said 34th Street, and that's where like he used to get medicated and stuff like that, because he used to be on drugs. And so like at that moment, I was like, oh shit, this shit is real. Like I just like my heart just dropped. Like everything was just like paused. I was like 11, 12, and I just felt like my life was just a pause. Like. So, like, I got up and I was just, like, texting my mom and stuff like that. I'm like, Mom, my dad died. I feel, like, all alone. Like, I just left the house. Like, everything was just falling apart. And then we had went to see. I was hoping that he was one of the guys wounded. So I thought he was, like, still alive and stuff. So I was like, I hope he's alive, whatever. I hope he's wounded, at least. And I got to the place or whatever, and I found out that he was the one that got killed. And he had got shot twice in the neck and one in the back. And he fell down the stairs, like, off of some drugs. So before, like, we went out to eat one day, and he was speaking on that. He was like, if I die, like, I always want you to, like try to build an empire with what we got. Like, stay in school. Like, don't take the route I'm taking. So that's what I did. I took that in consideration, and I started going to school. Like, you should see my grades, all that. Like, I got a tattoo that symbolizes him. I got a chain that symbolizes him. He's all around my room. Everything. There's a change in your, like, in your character you can always build. Like, don't let something, like, so powerful, like, have you, like, have a drawback on your life. Like, you can always succeed. Like, you can always move forward. And I'm just always going to show people that.
I was 13. I had this coat, Canadian Goose, that was baby blue and stuff like that. And I wasn't supposed to take it out and stuff like that outside. I got it for Christmas. My mother said I couldn't wear it. But it was females outside. Told everybody, yo, be right back. Went upstairs. threw shit on, came outside, was stunting and shit. Long story short, group of kids end up coming through the projects, and I end up getting jumped and robbed for my coat and stuff like that. And then I always tell myself like, yo, I should have listened to my mother. Like, my mother told me not to wear that coat outside and stuff like that. So I went against her, her word, and went outside with that shit. My first time ever getting jumped.
I was in school. I had just got out of gym class. I was really having a bad day. And one of my friends at the time had got into an argument with one of the girls. The argument ended up stretching all the way downstairs to where they still going back and forth. And then I ended up running downstairs, blacking out, getting into a fight with one of the girls. Blacking out, getting into a fight with one of the girls. Blacking out, getting into a fight with one of the girls. When I black out, it's usually a lot of thoughts is running through my head at once to where I don't listen to any and I just react on impulse. So I run back upstairs to my classroom. 20 to 30 minutes later, the dean comes in to get me from my class. And one other girl that was in the same class as me that was involved. And they take us to a room downstairs, they put us in handcuffs. And they explained to us, the girl that I put my hands on wanted to press charges, that we were gonna have to go to the precinct. Ended up causing injuries to the girl that I couldn't even remember. My choice was letting my anger get me involved in something that could have been avoided. Like, I was taught that anger is a secondary emotion. You have to feel something before you feel anger. So when I get mad, I try to figure it out what it is that made me mad. If I would have did that in this situation, I probably would have went after the girl. Because my anger had nothing to do with the situation I was in. I had a lot of time to think when I was in bookings. And when I'm put by myself, I have no choice but to think. It made me realize how bad my anger is. I'm still working on how to identify it and control it though.
It was my senior year in high school. It was Labor Day weekend, and I'm speaking to a girl that was there the whole time. And I actually got approached by some of the dudes that lived on the block, some of the blood dudes at the time. Me and him go to the park, we fight, I lose. After the fight, he tries to hit me with the "what do you have in your pocket" line. I said, what? I said, you bugging, you're not robbing me. And that's the end of that. I ran to my building. After that, I ran to my building. The person that turned me blood under him at the time, I went knocking on his door because he lived in my building. I asked him, I said, yo, let me get a gun. I'm about to go back down the block because I'm tired of this. He told me no. He told me he said he'll handle it. Just go upstairs, go chill out for the rest of the day. I was heated. I did not want to hear that. I go upstairs now and I call my family. We go down there looking for the person I got into a fight with and approach the whole situation. And let's just say things didn't end out how I expected it to end up. I went down there armed. They didn't know I was armed. I pulled out the gun and I went and fired. I fired 2 shots. And the gun that I had wasn't a gun compared to his gun. He had a gun ready for a shootout. I had a gun like basically for just to defend myself, enough time to get away. He fired at least 8 to 9 different shots. I literally felt the shots like lifting on my clothes as I turned around and ran now. I got shot in the back of my thigh. As I was putting in my head that I got shot, I actually went to shock. So now that I went into shock, I didn't have no cell phone on me or nothing. I said, oh shit, I'm about to die. I started panicking. I really went to a real panic mode, a deep panic mode. And then I ran to a bodega. That man had the nerve to complain about me bleeding on his floor. Instead of calling help for me, I fanned him off. Walked out the store. I walked into the street without even looking. 17 bus almost hit me. That was almost my cause of death. The bus hitting me. The bus actually drove on the opposite side of the street so it could avoid hitting me.